Anthony's brow furrowed as he studied the strange map that had fallen from his pocket depicting Wacko's radish ranch. A radish farm with exactly 17 rose bushes, a non-fruiting banana tree, a talking radish that apparently bit back, and a 4-foot pile of so-called rabbit donations. This reeked of yet another delusional fantasy in the Modulo verse. Still, a genuine scientist could never ignore a legitimate mystery. Anthony powered up his spacecraft and set the coordinates listed on the map's title, Wacko's Undeniable Growth Patterns and Yields. If this radish ranch was anything like Mayor Modulo's imaginary aerospace career, Anthony would get to the root of the matter. He landed his craft on a desolate, weed-choked plain. The stench of decay and rodent droppings assaulted his nostrils. So much for an idyllic radish farm. A ramshackle shack sat in the middle distance, rose bushes wilting, the banana tree a dried-up husk providing zero shade. A figure emerged from the shack, head adorned with a tattered Santa hat. As she shuffled closer, Anthony realized with dismay that one of her eyes seemed to be googly. It swiveled and spun in a dizzying pentagon pattern, no doubt, Nevaeh, scanning for fresh gossip or victims. "Why, hello there," the woman's voice grated like nails on a chalkboard. "Welcome to my humble radish ranch. I'm Wacko, Master Gardener, though the bureaucrats let my certificate lapse on a technicality." She tsked in faux outrage. Anthony studied her warily. "I'm afraid there's been a misunderstanding. This place is nothing like the map indicated." "Or, shucks, you must have got my promotional materials from a few years back." Wacko gave a wheezy chuckle. "These days my dirt-cheap, undeniable harvest yields even bigger. I'll have you know I raised my first urban garden before I turned 4. She babbled on about a neighbor helping her plant radish seeds, her instant love of round red orbs that bit back. Anthony tuned out the clearly fabricated life story, searching for any sign of actual vegetables or livestock. Unless you counted the scurrying shapes in the corner of his vision. "Those would be my generous philanthropist rabbits," Wacko said proudly, following his disgusted gaze. "They're so kind to donate their droppings for natural fertilizer. Helps me coax beets, turnips, tomatoes, even ayahuasca from this poor clay soil." "I.C." Anthony grimaced as Nevaeh's frantic spinning intensified. "And all the neighbors, surely they appreciate your, green thumb." Wacko's face darkened. "Bunch of ignorant fools. Couldn't handle a little local color. They all left, one by one, until I'm the last resident of this planet. But that's fine." Her laugh was manic. "More room for me and my radishes to spread out." She gestured grandly at the weed-choked wasteland. A rat the size of a raccoon waddled past, whiskers twitching. Anthony recoiled as more and more rodents emerged, swarming and squeaking like a plague. Wacko beamed like a doting mother. "My invasive species preservation center is doing such wonderful work. Just look at all of my growth patterns and yields. They are undeniable, I tell you. There are yields as far as the googly eye can see." Anthony backed away slowly toward his ship. Clearly this woman was completely unhinged, divorced from reality. The delusional ravings, the egomania, the desperate overcompensation. She must never be held accountable. He gunned the engines and blasted off, putting as much distance between himself and Wacko's diseased, rodent-infested nightmare world. The Modulo verse just kept getting weirder and weirder. Swept away by the absurdity of this absurd fantasy world, Anthony clung to his upbringing. Integrity, honesty, reason, and logic, these were his compass, his only path out of this delusional wonderland.